Groups of people have come together to search for the lost city of Gianople.
The four friends, Mark, Lisa, Jason, and Emily, had been planning this trip for months. The stories of the lost city of Gianople had fascinated them for years, and now they were finally here, deep in the forests of South America, chasing the legend. The air was thick with the smell of damp earth, the canopy above blocking most of the sun, casting long shadows that seemed to follow them. They trudged on, driven by adrenaline, the thought of discovery blinding them to the uneasy feeling that had settled in their chests. Days of trekking through the dense jungle led them to the ancient overgrown gates of Gianople. Vines twisted around stone pillars, trees grew through the remnants of crumbling walls, and the silence of the city was deafening. It was like time had stopped, the city swallowed by nature, abandoned and forgotten. Mark was the first to step through the gates, his eyes wide with wonder, and the rest followed, their excitement momentarily overcoming the growing sense of unease. They explored the ruins, marveling at the faded murals, the intricate carvings that hinted at the people who once lived here. But something felt wrong. The shadows seemed to move when they weren't looking, and the air was thick, heavy with something they couldn't name. Emily shivered, her eyes darting around, her instincts telling her they weren't alone. She opened her mouth to say something, but then she heard it, a whisper, soft and distant, like someone calling her name. "Did you hear that?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. The others stopped, looking at her, their expressions puzzled. "Hear what?" Jason asked, but before she could answer, the whisper came again, louder this time, closer. Emily turned, her eyes scanning the ruins, her heart pounding. There was something there, in the shadows, something watching them. Mark laughed nervously, trying to shake off the tension. "Come on, Em, don't freak yourself out," he said, but his voice lacked conviction. The others nodded, forcing smiles, but the fear was there, lurking in their eyes. They continued on, but the whispers grew louder, echoing through the ruins, calling their names, drawing them deeper into the city. Night fell quickly, the jungle around them coming alive with the sounds of unseen creatures. They set up camp in the heart of the city, their fire casting flickering shadows on the ancient stones. The whispers had stopped, but the feeling of being watched had only grown stronger. Lisa sat by the fire, her eyes darting to the darkness beyond the light. "I don't like this," she said, her voice trembling. Jason nodded, his eyes scanning the shadows. "It's like something's out there," he muttered. Suddenly, a scream pierced the night. Emily was gone, her sleeping bag empty, the whispers returning, louder now, echoing through the ruins. Panic set in, the friends scrambling to their feet, their eyes wide with terror. They called her name, their voices breaking, but there was no answer, only the whispers, growing louder, more insistent. One by one they disappeared. Jason, then Lisa, pulled into the darkness, their screams swallowed by the night. Mark was alone, his heart pounding, his breath coming in ragged gasps. He ran, his flashlight flickering, the shadows closing in around him. He could hear them now, the whispers, the laughter, the sound of something moving just out of sight. He stumbled, falling to the ground, his flashlight slipping from his grasp. The last thing he saw was a figure, tall and thin, its eyes glowing in the darkness, its smile wide and empty. The jungle was silent again, the city of Gianople empty, the only sound the rustle of leaves in the wind. The friends were gone, lost to the shadows, their voices now part of the whispers that haunted the ruins, warning anyone who dared to enter that Gianople was not lost, but waiting.